All right, hey guys, how's it going? This is Blake Hester here. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing good. I quickly just want to talk about real quick, just the proper steps to understanding not just like forex charts, but charts in general. I feel like this is something that, for some reason, it's not clear. I feel like, and so I wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on it and talk about just the proper steps of understanding the charts. Like what should you start with? What should you go next and next and next with? There's no ending in learning forex, but just ultimately, like from the start to like advanced, like what are good proper steps that you need to know if you want to learn how to trade. So let's talk about that really quick. So the first thing you got to understand, right? Number one is candlesticks. Just candlesticks. Like don't don't skip this, man. I'm telling you. Like in all these, don't skip this and just go buy a course without knowing candlesticks, what they mean, the different patterns. If you don't know those, man, please, you have to know those. You have to understand what they are and what they mean on a higher time frame and a lower time frame. So for example, learn what a bullish candle looks like, learn what a bearish candle looks like, learn what a high volume bullish candle, what's a high volume bearish candle, learn what a bullish rejection is, what's a bearish rejection, what's a doji, what's indecisive candle, all of these things. And then after you do that, learn what they mean. You have a general idea what they mean. And so like when you have that definition, they'll most likely be what they mean based off of like a monthly time frame, a weekly time frame, a daily time frame. When you start getting down to lower time frames, they may not mean the same thing sometimes, or you might see it, but you can't interpret it that way in the lower time frames. And so that'll be the first thing. Understand candlesticks. Okay. After you understand candlesticks, this is when you need to. I do support and resistance, and with a little bit of supply and demand. Like I like looking at the supply and demand kind of strategy. I like it, and so for you, find what makes sense to you. Research supports and resistances. Research supply and demands. I'm not going to tell you one's better than the other. I'm just going to say look for yourself and see which one makes more sense to you. Like we all have our own separate trading journeys. We all trade in different ways. So I can't tell you how what you should trade or how you should trade. It's totally up to you and your style of trading. And that's something that you're only going to learn by doing your own research and your own education if you really want to be a trader. And so that's the next step I would say, is that after you learn that, then I want you to learn about the difference in higher time frame and lower time frame, and then taking the higher time, like a higher time frame analysis, and then taking a lower time frame analysis and be able to combine the two. So for example, like maybe on a daily candle, you look at like a bearish daily candle. From inside that daily candle, I want you to break down from the 4 hour, bring it to the 1 hour, bring it to 30 minute, down, 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 and understand what price is doing inside of that one daily candle. This will help you to be able to see how price moves, how price came to form that candle, and which could give you options on like, okay, this is what happened with this situation. Okay, in my session it did this. Okay, and then you do that more and more and more, and so the more you back test, the more you keep doing research on this pair, on like whatever pair you're looking at, the more you're going to see certain patterns, and you say, okay, I've seen this pattern several times. I need to keep this in mind. So yeah, learn that. Okay, that's another big thing. And then after that, learn how to read a story on the charts. And you might have heard before, maybe not, but it's like be able to tell what price has done. Like for me, I trade New York. So for me, I look what price has done, not just the previous day, but what price has done while I was sleeping. And then see how you can take advantage of what price has done while you're sleeping. And then say, okay, if I see price come back, retrace this area, or if I see price push this area, then this means I want to see price go this way. So from that, learn how you can use the story that A's session and Ludden's session gave you. Learn how you can use that in New York if you're a New York trader, and see how you can use that knowledge to complete the story of the day, if that makes sense. Learn to read the story. It's like reading a book, right? Like I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to speak Spanish, interpret Spanish. I can barely read some Spanish. That's it. But just because I can read some Spanish doesn't mean I can go read a book that's written in Spanish. If I went and try to read a book that's in Spanish, I would struggle so hard because one, I'd have to look up words and all that. But two, even if I physically like knew what the words looked like and what they said, like I wouldn't have the I wouldn't have the proper knowledge of Spanish to be able to recognize certain parts of the book. Maybe like there's some things in Spanish that are said that are supposed to normally said in slang, so that they're said in one situation, but in this situation doesn't mean that. See, that's something that I don't know, and so that's something you have to learn about the charts. The charts are like a book. It's like a book. You don't know the language to it. You have to learn the language. If like some of you have taken like coding or computer science, you know, like in coding, it's a totally different language. How do you make code for computers? You don't talk like that to people at all. You have to learn a totally different way to interpret things. Or if you're bilingual, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So just understand, like, if you want to invest in the charts, you want to get into trading, you have to take time to learn this language, and it's not easy. It's not easy to learn this language, and so and it's another thing. That's another thing too. Like trading itself is not a 100% guarantee your trade is going to work, right? So even if you get to the point where you understand the language, you might still be wrong sometimes, and that's okay. I guess it's a game of probability, and that's fine. But I just think this is just important. It should go, you know, from start to finish, not start to finish, from like one step to the next, to the next, to the next. What I know has worked for me, and I think is the most important with learning forex. For some of you guys, you may not want to hear it because you're just like, look, man, I just want to get in the charts, trade, make a bunch of money. But I'm going to tell you, you have to go through these proper steps. You have to. Like if you don't go through the proper steps of learning charts and learning how to read candles and with those candles and supports, resistances, supply, demands, whatever, if you don't learn to use that information and make a story out of it, then you just won't make it in this industry. You won't. And you should find something else. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm not saying like you're a loser for not wanting to do this. We're only the crazy people will get into this industry, right? Like, let's be real. But yeah, I hope this is helpful. Hope this helps you kind of see like the steps maybe you need to take. Maybe for you, you're like, you know, yeah, I've been getting too fancy with it, or I don't know this fully. I don't understand trading fully yet, or how to read the charts fully. I need to go back and learn this and fully grasp this. But yeah, that's all I'd say when it comes to the basic knowledge of the charts. And of course, when it comes to fundamentals and like that, learn your fundamental stuff too. That's currently what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn more about the fundamental side of trading, but that'll come in time. All right, guys, I hope this is helpful. Blake Hester here. If you want to see any other kind of videos, please let me know. I would love to help you guys out. And we'll see you guys next time, all right? Peace.